thought I'd do a little short video for folks who are interested in using wood chips in the garden, but they're a little bit wary because they've heard that they might deplete your nitrogen or create problems with slugs or create fungal problems or whatever. There's a couple ways you can use them if you have those concerns. And what I did last fall was I brought in a whole bunch and I covered my beds, which I didn't really do in the past. In the past, I mostly just used them in the paths. And the advantage of just using them in the paths is you can use them immediately. As soon as they arrive, you can put them on the paths. There's nothing there for them to burn or deplete nitrogen from. They suppress weeds. There's not really any drawbacks to using them in the paths. And if you're in an area with adequate rainfall, like here, once you get the culture going, the proper fungus, or fungal families rather, they will break down incredibly quickly. In fact, I usually add wood chips to my paths about twice a year. And before I add them, I rake back the dried up ones on top and dig out the good soil that's formed underneath and put it directly on my beds. So you can put them in the paths, or you can put them on your beds over the winter and then rake them off in the spring when you're ready to plant. And that's going to suppress a lot of the winter annuals. So you won't get a bed just completely covered by winter annuals. Instead, you'll have a nice bed like this. You can just rake them off and plant. I just left them because I'm not really concerned. As long as you leave them on the top, they're not going to really affect nitrogen levels. That just isn't a concern. They're not going to affect acidity levels. You can see this has a lot of, I think, spruce needles in it. That, not a concern. What's happening here is as they break down, they add organic matter to the soil, and that's a buffer. That acts as a buffer. So it's going to tend over time to bring the pH of your soil to neutral. And if you keep adding organic matter, it doesn't really matter what kind you're adding. It's all going to buffer the pH. That's how it works.